Hey guys, welcome back to another Ghoulsaw video, maybe? Is this going to be about the Ghoulsaw or the recently implemented changes to Butcher's Revelry? You guys are gonna have to follow along to find out because I'm confused myself. But if you'd like to skip forward to certain parts in today's discussion, timestamps are in the description as always. So let's get the details out of the way first. Warframe just received an update in the form of Hotfix 30.7.5 that included changes to the Butcher's Revelry stance mod for assault saw type weapons. I did read over this entire thing multiple times to get the gist of what they're trying to do or have done. That doesn't mean I can't make mistakes. My English is not that great anyways, but I try. So towards the end of the list of changes here, there's a paragraph that word for word says, "We wanted to increase the lethality of all things Ghoulsaw after reading player feedback and felt the combos themselves were the best place to buff a big batch of numbers to encourage the use of the full gamut of moves." What I am able to extract from this is that players, that's you guys, wanted more damage out of the Ghoulsaw. To achieve this, the devs buffed the combo multipliers for the Butcher's Revelry stance mod, not touching the Ghoulsaw whatsoever. I mean, that's creative, I guess, but my question is that what you guys actually wanted? Greater damage output from the Ghoulsaw, or combos that hit a little harder perhaps, but are the exact same in every other aspect? Forget about the way said changes were implemented. I just want to know, was damage really the problem? I understand the Ghoulsaw prior to the latest hotfix wasn't exactly a top tier weapon in terms of DPS, and even after the changes to the stance mod, probably isn't or won't ever be, and that's fine. To help explain, I'm gonna recap on a couple of points from the last video, which was a quick review of the Ghoulsaw. In that video, I made it clear that the Ghoulsaw was fine, except for the attack speed. Yes, the crit chance is, if you look at it objectively, is on the lower end for melee weapons these days. It could be better. I mean, it's not even that bad. 15%, if I remember correctly, is about how much you used to get out of hybrid Zaw setups. Those were good a long time ago, I think, but probably not anymore. If a weapon can't deal the most amount of damage, I'd prefer if it was at least fun to use. That wasn't the case with the Ghoulsaw, unfortunately, for me at least. It felt so cumbersome even with a primed Fury that I had to stuff in an extra attack speed mod. And thinking about it now, it was probably more due to the stance mod than the attack speed actually, because in that Ghoulsaw review video I did find the combos to be awkward, apart from Rip and Ride maybe, because that one combo can potentially be fun to use if you could get the timing just right and knock down or kill a small group of enemies. My problem with the stance mod is that moving forward while attacking forces you into the Ghoul Rush moveset, which, as cool as that name may sound, feels bad. The wide slashes of Rictus's Wrath is fine, it's just performing those moves while having to be stationary feels extremely awkward. Couple that with a naturally slow weapon and you can see how the Ghoulsaw is probably clunky feeling, even if you've yet to try the thing for yourself. But hey, the combos now proc slash, which may have been the case before, I didn't bother to look into it at the time, but a single slash proc is on a slow weapon is probably not that huge of a DPS boost against the really tough boys in Steel Path especially. Perhaps if it hit for 10 procs at once, then yeah, maybe something worth noting. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about how I'd improve the Ghoulsaw or Butcher's Revelry. I think we'll skip the Ghoulsaw part because I've already outlined it in the last video. There's this really great comment that I pinned in the comment section of that video as well, which I think is definitely worth a read. You may agree or disagree with that person's opinions, but I think the changes suggested in that one comment alone would have probably been better than what we got in the last hotfix. As for my own suggestions, I think it's best to just move on, you know, just leave things as is and work on a new stance mod for assault saws. I do realize that changing the moveset animations with the current stance may be kind of unrealistic. Stuff takes time, yo. Might as well make a new stance mod that incorporates a little more fluidity into the combos for people like me who, as I understand from the hotfix notes, again, are probably in the minority. I have a sort of proposal here for you guys. Would you take more damage for the Ghoulsaw, or a new combo that would allow you to continuously spin the saw blade as you're moving, perhaps by pressing right click and left shift or something that makes sense, like an actual motor powered saw? Also, that terrible heavy attack animation for the Ghoulsaw, if they were to change that to a wide slash similar to the Pennant, heck yeah, I can totally get on board with that. Obviously, I can't make any of those changes to Warframe, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Is this what you guys really wanted? Just more damage, or would you take better, more fluid combos, or something else entirely, because I do not know which group of players or content creators DE are listening to. And that's pretty much it for this one. As always, I thank you guys for watching, but if you could just stay for another 20 seconds, please. You see that channel logo down there? Go ahead and tap or click on that. It'll take you to the channel page. Once you're over there, have a quick look around, and if you vibe with the content, please do consider subscribing. If you do actually subscribe, thank you. Also, you might want to hit the bell icon too, because otherwise YouTube gets to decide what videos to stuff into your feed, because YouTube thinks it's smarter than you. Don't let that bot win. There's also a private Discord server you can join through Patreon from just $1. That's like what a can of soup costs. And I need many cans of soup every month. Not addicted or anything, I swear. Please, help me.
You should watch these. They are great.